Welcome to Pickleball for All. I've been looking forward to this topic, Cooper, for a long time. How to play against lobbers. I cannot stand playing against people who lob the ball consistently.
You and everybody else.
Okay, good. I'm glad it's not just me because it ticks me off. I just can't stand it. So we obviously talked about bangers on an episode, and now we're going to talk about the Lob Brigade, Lobsters. They got a lot of nicknames.
Right.
Some of which I can't even say on here.
Yeah, some of them we can't say.
Right, right. So why do lobs frustrate so many players?
Because it feels like it's not part of the game. It feels
Exactly.
like a completely different thing that you do, and it feels like one of those cheat codes that makes the game not fun to a lot of people.
Right.
Especially people that forget that their feet are able to move backwards.
Correct. There's definitely a technique to defending against that lob.
Right.
And I've still yet to figure it out. So I'm excited to hear you talk about it today.
I have a lot of good points on this. There's 2 or 3 things you can do to mitigate it for sure.
So, again, lobs cause problems because people are out of position. They panic.
Right. They don't have a game plan.
They don't have a game plan. They misjudge the overhead.
Yep.
They don't communicate when you're playing partners.
Right.
They don't communicate. They don't know who's got what.
Yeah.
And so, and then there's also, you could throw in there the difference between indoor and outdoor.
100%.
A lob outdoor is way different than a lob indoor. You got to take into account wind. You got to take into account sunshine. You got to take into all different types of stuff. And so, give me your advice. How do you defend against the lob?
Well, there's 2 or 3 things you can do to help out with that situation. One of them is being able to, again, your reaction time. I've talked about that a lot. Your ability to recognize that somebody is about to lob. If they're swinging their paddle below their hips, that ball's coming downwards towards them. You can pretty much guess they're going to hit some kind of shot that's going to go upwards.
Right.
If you can distinguish that, then you can already be prepared and start moving back to either receive a smash or let that ball go over your head, come back around, and lob, reset, drive, whatever you decide to do.
Right.
But if you can't recognize that, then there's 2 things you can do. One, you can, get back as quickly as possible and get back to that line and try to hit something back, or you can already have a plan in place, like me and a couple partners I've had done. For one instance, there's a mixed doubles partner I have, Sarah Darling, and we already communicate pre-game, hey, lobs, just make sure, lob goes up in the air, you just yell, you get it, or I yell, got it, and we switch immediately. And that's one good way to just solve the problem is, say we're both up at the kitchen, Sarah gets lobbed over her head. She doesn't even have to think about it. It's either I say, I got it, and go get it, or she says, I'm switching. She'll switch right. If she's on the left side, I'll run back to the left side, hit the ball, come back.
So that's another thing that I learned too. So typically, correct me if I'm wrong, if a lob goes over Sarah's head, for example,
right,
you go get that because your angle is better,
right,
or does she go? She does not go get that typically.
No, it would make more sense if the player on the opposite side of the court would run diagonally back to it.
The angle's way better.
Right. It doesn't seem like it would be hard, but it's significantly harder to turn 180, then run backwards, and then turn your body back to where you can receive a shot.
Correct.
And then try to make a sound shot.
Right.
That's a lot to do in the time of that ball. If it's a good lob, that lob's already hit the ground twice.
Right. So that brings up a good question. What makes a good lob?
A good lob is, even when you have a player that's 6'5", you can get it just right over where their paddle is going to be above their head, and then drops. I mean, there's guys that will drop it right at the line, but if you can just get it 2 or 3 feet in front of the baseline, you're doing really well. But it's not a sky lob like people think. The lob is. Now, use it to your advantage if you want. If it's sunny outside and it's 12 o'clock in the day and you want to lob at sky lob, there's a lot of people that are going to get frustrated with that, but that's a good technique.
I think the most effective lobs are the ones that aren't expected.
Right, 100%.
Because when I'm playing against a lobber, I know to expect it. Like, I know they're going to be doing it the whole time.
Yeah.
But the ones that are most effective that I've played against, man, they just sneak it in there. It's like a change-up.
There's one very effective way of doing it is when you're coming up to the kitchen and your opponent's hit a reset, and then it looks like you're about to go for a dink. You're going for like a slice dink, or you're going for a forehand, and right as you get to that ball, you just pop it up.
Yep.
And if you can do that consistently, you can really fool some people.
Right. So, footwork tips. That's the thing people don't realize too. Is you want to be fast but not in a hurry.
Yeah.
Type thing. I talk to my football athletes that like that a lot. Be fast but don't be in a hurry. You want to get back there and get your feet set.
Right.
And then hit the ball.
Well, and this isn't just lobs. This is every aspect of the game.
Right.
And I tell people all the time is differentiating between being a fast player and hitting the ball hard and fast.
Right.
And you getting to where the ball is going to be is significantly more important as far as speed goes than hitting the ball as quickly as you can. And if you can differentiate between getting to the ball quickly and hitting a sound, slow pace, or keeping the pace that you had before you had to move.
Right.
That changes your game tenfold.
I think one of the biggest mistakes that I make defending the lob is I always feel like I have to hit it back hard.
Right.
Like, for one, I'm ticked off.
Yeah.
I'm like, I can't believe they tried to lob me again.
Well, and you're out of position.
Right.
Your feet aren't set. Your feet aren't in a stable position, and so you trying to hit a drive back is just a recipe for disaster.
Right.
So I think the best thing you can do is reset.
Correct.
If somebody lobs you,
be patient and reset.
One of my favorite coaches talks about this all the time. If you're put out of position, that's never the opportunity to attack, unless you're a phenomenal player.
Right.
It's a chess game.
That's a great point.
If somebody attacks you, lob, drive, smash, that's your opportunity to get the ball back over the net, and that's
right.
Most of the time that's what they reset.
Yeah, that's a great point. It's a great coaching point.
Yeah, you don't need to attack until the opportunity presents itself. Your opponent pops one high, or gives you a drive that's advantageous to you, or gives you a forehand when you're a great forehand player, or a backhand when you're a great backhand player. And when a lot of players, this is just throughout pickleball, and as you're getting better from beginners to intermediate to advanced, we all make this mistake: is we want to force the play. And that comes back to slowing the game down. Is let that play carry out, let the points carry out until it's time for you to attack, rather than creating attacks.
Right.
Creating attacks is what gets a lot of players in trouble.
One of the things that I found effective against the guys that lob a ton is to kind of fake them. Like when I'm it looks like because what they like to do is when you take all of your momentum and you attack the kitchen line, that's when they hit it right over your head.
Right.
Right?
Yep.
So I'll slow roll.
Mm-hmm.
Going to the kitchen line, forcing them to get in the soft game.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And you can use that. I don't know if that's a technique. I never saw anybody do that. I just kind of have taken that on.
Well, there's a lot to be said about moving without the ball.
Right.
If the ball's not on the side of your court, you moving your feet, or moving left to right, or giving your opponent a look that may not necessarily be what your play actually is. Like sometimes if I hit my serve and I'm running in, I'll run in not dead center, but slightly to the left, to the right. Usually it's to the right because I'm a left-handed player, and it looks like that middle's open,
right?
But I can take that middle all day.
Sure.
And just that extra little dynamic of moving and not just running straight up and planting your feet and keeping your heels on the ground, that your opponent is constantly looking in the peripheral when they're hitting that ball, or they're looking straight at you if they're good enough at hitting it.
Sure.
So any kind of extra movement you can make to deceive your opponent is going to help you in the long run throughout the game.
Just like with any sport, moving without the ball is maybe just as important as moving with the ball.
Not being predictable.
Right.
Yep.
So any drills you can do to...
you can practice some smashes. And, it's just like the... I don't even remember what it's called. The drills you do in basketball where you're running back and forth on the court.
Oh, like a kill drill.
Like a kill drill?
Yep.
Do the same thing, but go from kitchen to baseline.
Yeah. It's
work on your speed, from your turn speed, turning on a dime and running back the other direction.
Now, there's a technique that I've noticed with good players like you. When you're hitting a lob, you don't break your wrist like when you're actually swinging it. It's hard to explain.
It's like it's hard to explain.
So is that a technique that you...
It's a lot more, well, it really depends on how you learned, because there's a lot of guys that can do it differently. But I think the best way I've ever been taught is it's almost like volleyball, where your shoulder is the main point. Your
main pivot point, right?
Yeah, your main pivot point. And it's not necessarily breaking down all your elbow and your wrist to get that ball. Now, what my coach has taught me is it's like a volleyball. You come up with your shoulder, you're straight armed, slightly hooked at the wrist.
Yes, that's what
all
I
of that
noticed.
is one. So you're almost treating it like it's one long pole.
Okay.
And when you come over that ball, when you get to the apex at the last second, that's when you snap your wrist.
Right.
It's just like volleyball when you're
that's what I noticed is the preset of the wrist.
Right.
Interesting. Okay.
Locked wrist until the last second, then you snap.
You need to work on that with me.
Yeah, I need to work on it with myself.
One of the episodes coming up too, we kind of teased it a little bit just talking the way we talked, is indoor versus outdoor strategy, because it's almost like two different games.
Yeah. And us indoor people are completely spoiled on that.
Right.
I go down home and I play in Mississippi in an outdoor park, and those guys, they expect me to come down and be this great player, and then I'm just not.
Right.
The outdoor game is so
two different games.
Yeah.
Right. Well, thank you again for tuning in. We appreciate all of you. If you got any questions, just info@picklecape.com, and we'll see you next time, because at the Pickleball Factory, it is pickleball for all, even for those stupid lobsters.